Bonelab on the Quest 2. This is an exciting game and there's a lot to be excited for. The game modes inside of this game are super exciting too, and I want to show you all of the game modes that we've seen so far and what you should be looking forward to. So let's break this down. I have my notes here for all the Bonelab game modes on the Quest 2. So let's get started. First of all, you have the campaign, obviously. This is going to be the main part of the game. This is going to be the part that everyone's going to play. Everyone's going to be, blown away, amazed by. Hopefully, let's hope. And then, once you finish the campaign, you're like, oh no, I'm all done. There's nothing else to play in this game. You're wrong. There's a lot more to play in this game. My hand is so out of focus. There's a lot more to play inside of Bonelabs, and let's break that down. From game modes, let's see how many we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different game modes that I see so far. So we're gonna take a look at the Bonelab trailer and break down every single game mode that we've seen so far and talk a little bit about what each one might actually be and what I'm most looking forward to. So let's get straight into this. If you haven't seen the trailer, by the way, we can watch a little bit of it now, but I have it down in the link in the description below so you can check that out afterwards. But stick around, bear with me. Here we go. So we only got a really brief look at the different game modes that will be inside of Bonelab, and let's find out what each one is and break down what each one might include. So going to the Bonelab trailer, this is the most important part of the trailer. If you haven't seen the trailer, we'll watch a little bit of it now, but I'll have it linked in the description if you want to see the full thing too. But stick around for this. Here we go. Once in this part, once the doors open here and we see the big sign saying Bonelab and the 120 clock, so it probably is a real world clock inside this world. This is what we're looking out for. So if you take a look at the top right of the screen, you can see it says Sandbox, and that's really exciting. Inside of Sandbox, it's basically a sandbox. You can do a lot of things that you wouldn't be able to do in normal linear type stories. And Bonelab won't be as linear of a type of story. You know, there's always a freedom and flexibility inside of Bonelab, similar to how Boneworks was, but Bonelab will have a dedicated sandbox mode too. And inside here, you'll kind of just be able to play around or spawn in different things like vehicles or guns or enemies and just kind of mess around inside here and test stuff out, or maybe you get to build a little bit, build some things. So Sandbox is something that the creatives will be very excited for. It's something that will add a lot of content to the game and probably somewhere where people will actually be able to make worlds and let other people play them. Moving on from Sandbox, if we go a little bit forwards here, the next thing we're shown is the arena mode. And you can see here it's inside of a big kind of white room, a very Portal-esque looking room, and it has the arena text up on the wall there. And then you can see there's this really out of place door into the arena section. Now this kind of looks medieval-like, or even like a stadium, a gladiator looking thing, except for this big yellow pipe that obviously wouldn't have been there. But inside of arena is basically a dedicated area to fight enemies or to get through waves of enemies. There is already an arena mode inside of Boneworks, so here's a clip of that so you can get a general idea for what arena mode actually is. So that'll be interesting to see what it's like in Bonelab, because I'm sure it'll be quite different from what it was like inside of Boneworks, and that goes for everything inside here. This isn't just a Boneworks clone coming over to the Quest. This isn't just a renaming of an already existing game. And I want to make that clear. This is an entirely new game, so everything in this is going to be new. This is going to be a new story, new modes, and obviously more support. Probably a lot more player base too, because we're talking about the Quest 2 community here, and we know there's a lot of you guys in the Quest 2 community. I'm going to be talking a lot more about Bonelab, by the way, so if you're interested in Bonelab and everything there is to know about Bonelab, including gameplay news and even release dates, you're going to want to subscribe. There's Quest 2 content to Bonelab that I'm just so excited to share. Anywhom, going back to the arena, that'll be basically a fighting area that you'll be able to battle your way through waves of enemies, or lots of different types of enemies, and really get to test out your weapons and your arsenal that you have at your disposal inside of this game. After the arena mode, we see this little room called Tac Trial, and oh, look at this, a sweet little room with a door. Oh no, there's bullet holes all next to it. So basically, what this looks like it's gonna be is kind of how it sounds. A tactical trial. This will probably be a course that you'll be able to run around inside of a warehouse, because this is what the little mini entrance looks like. It looks like a warehouse kind of place. You'll be able to run around and probably go against the clock and see how fast you can shoot targets, and practice your skills and maneuvers, jumping and climbing, and also your aiming skills. I'm presuming this is going to be a time-based thing because, well, look down in the bottom left here, there's a clock around this gun, so it's probably going to be a time trial kind of thing, with lots of these boards that you'll be able to shoot, and really just hone in on your skills so you can be the best of the best Bonelabs player. Bonelab. I keep saying Bonelabs, it's Bonelab. Next up, after this, and this one, this is the exciting one. This is the one that you should be wanting the most. This room looks different. First of all, let's just take a look at the atmosphere in here. Wow, this is a different style. Inside of here, it's kind of pinky purpley. There's a little lighting going on. It's kind of moody. I kind of like it. In here, we still have the portal-esque room with the wall panels, but in the middle part here, the little entry point into the mod section, this looks like an arcade. It even has the arcade carpet on the floor, and it has an arcade machine with 2 massive red buttons outside of it. And walking in here will access mods. And mods is something to be really excited about. This is going to absolutely change the game and keep it growing from the fan community just building content for it, including custom skins, custom worlds, custom maps, custom game modes, custom everything. There's so many exciting stuff in the modding section to look forward to. So after actually looking into this, I found out that there's actually more secret game modes inside of Bonelab. If you want to see what they are, click on this video right here for the secret game modes inside of Bonelab. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. There's a lot of Bonelab videos coming in the future.